Hi guys, Woodsman500 here. Back with another folding knife review. Trying to put out the knife reviews lately. It's hard because I have to buy all these knives myself, so I might not get as many knife reviews out as some other people. Before I get started on the review, and before I forget this, because I've told myself in every video that I've done recently that I'm going to say this, is that I'm on Facebook. Go and like the page. There's some pictures on there of the reviews I do, some different videos that haven't come out, and some not published videos that I didn't upload. There's some pictures there and stuff. And I think I got one video. But go and like the page, because it's a good little page. I usually like to keep it updated. I keep different pictures on there of reviews that I've done and different things like that. So go on there and like it on Facebook. So today, I promised myself that I wouldn't do this review until after Christmas, until I got a chance to use the knife a little bit. But I got really excited about this knife after I started using it. And a lot of high-class reviewers are starting to review this knife, which is the Buck Vantage, the select version. This is the smaller size that it comes in. It comes in two different sizes, but this is the select version. And I like it. It's really nice. Made in the USA, as you can see up there. Really good knife. A lot of people are saying a lot of good things about this knife. So I'm just gonna jump right in, and I'll bring in some things, because there's a lot of different points on this knife that there is to talk about. So the first thing, as always, I got my talking points. The blade is the first one. So the blade is a drop point design, as you can see. Pretty well full flat ground, except for this little spine up on the top. And got the little buck emblem on the knife. As you can see, it's got a little bit of dirt on it, because I've been using this all day today. So that's why I decided to put out the review. The blade is 420 HC stainless steel. The Buck Vantage Pro version comes in S30V, I think is the steel that it comes in, so a little bit higher quality. And it has the Boss treatment on it, and I don't think this does, because if you go and watch Nut and Fancy's review, he's got all the different versions of this knife. I only have the one, but there's a little symbol there when Buck heat treats its knife, but there is none on this one, so I assume that they didn't do it with this, and they probably advertise it. No partially serratedness, which I like. I like just the plain edge. Very sharp out of the box. Good edge on the knife when I bought it. I didn't even have to touch it up. All I had to do was take it out of the box, put it in my pocket, and it was ready to go. So it was a good buy. The blade is, find the right, there it is. The blade is about, I think it's right around 2 inches. It's pretty short. It's not a long blade, because this is, once again, this is a smaller version. This is about 2.5 inches, 2 3/4, give or take. So good sized blade. The handle is a little bit small for me when I'm using it, because my pinky just doesn't quite get on the handle. But for an EDC, I'll talk about the handle size when it's in your pocket. Actually, that's my next point. So I'm going to bring in a pair of shorts that I have, and I got this idea from Nut and Fancy too. He had it on his review, so I figured I may as well use it. It is a tip-up carry. It's the first knife that I've owned that has a tip-up carry. And when I say tip-up, I mean pretty much is that when it's sitting in your pocket, the tip is up. As you can see, the pivot point on this Ruco is like that, but the pivot point on this one is like that. I always talk about tip-up carry and tip-down carry. Tip-up is, people like it because when it goes in your pocket, I'll get it in here after a while. There we go. When it goes in your pocket, all you have to do is pull this knife out and grab that little handle and open it. So it's easier. What you usually have to do with, like, let's say the Ruco, when it's sitting in your pocket, is you usually have to pull it out and then flip it and then open it. And sometimes that doesn't always work. So the tip up design is pretty good. It did take me a little bit of getting used to, but it's still a pretty good system. I like it a lot. If you noticed, it is a really deep carrying knife. I talk about the deep carry in the Buck Red Point review. This is a Buck China, but as you can see, the clip is gone. It bent out on me, and the carrying system was just about as deep, but this material on the knife didn't allow me to get it out quickly. But this material on the Buck Vantage is a little bit more smoother, so it allows you to get it out a lot quicker. The locking, it's a liner lock knife inside there. No jimping on the locking mechanism. No jimping on the back either, which I'll talk about here in a bit. So it locks up good when you get it. Still having a little bit of trouble with that finger flicker on the back, but it locks up good and solid. I mean, there's no play there. When it is in the knife, like I said, a lot of these reviewers are talking about this, and Buck is responding. It doesn't sit in the handle very well. It doesn't sit centered. It is off. It's not touching the liner, but it is off quite a bit. So a lot of the reviewers are talking about that. Not a big deal. I mean, to the normal person, you wouldn't even think to look at that. So really not that big of a deal. The price, this was a little high because I'm in Canada. I got it at $33 at Canadian Tire. I was a little disappointed when I got there. I was kind of hoping it would be the bigger version. But I went and I picked it up anyways because I heard good things about the knife, and I wanted to try it out. So I was really glad that I did because I really like it. And once again, if you have this knife in your pocket, I'll talk about the smaller size now. If you have this knife in your pocket, let's say you got a few other things in your pocket, like let's say you got change or whatever for coffee, or if you just have change in your pocket and you want to get to it, that knife is really small, and when you go to put your hand in your pocket, it's not going to get in the way, partly because how low it rides in the pocket, and partly because it doesn't stick out. A lot of guys say they like to have it, including me, like to say they have it sticking out a little bit so that they can get a good grip onto it. But that fits in there really nice, and all you got to do is push on the bottom and get it out. And it's an EDC blade. I mean, you're not going to need to get it out really quickly, so it's just for opening up packages and just doing regular EDC stuff, so you're not going to need to get to that really quickly. Category is EDC. Makes a really great cutting edge. I would take this camping. I would test it. I've been cutting wood with it all day, whittling and stuff like that. I mean, I would take it camping with me. So a good EDC blade, a good camp blade as well. Style, kind of already talked about that. Serrations, no serrations. Pocket clip, I already really talked about that. It does have a little emblem on the top of the pocket clip, which I really like. They stamped it in the pocket clip. That just makes it look really good. Kind of a finishing touch on the knife. I really like it. It serves no purpose. I mean, it just looks kind of good. It's a good selling point, I think. Comfort, it's pretty comfortable. Once again, I would have liked to get the larger version because you know, it doesn't quite fit my hand. I got big hands, so it doesn't really quite fit my hands really well, but it does do the job for me. No jimping. Just like the buck light, there's no jimping. And I noticed that today when I was using it. I used it all day today. It was hard to really get a good grip, and it was kind of frustrating me. And there's no jimping on this liner lock either, and that was kind of disappointing as well. But once again, I think they should have put jimping here a little bit as well, maybe one or two, because a couple times today I couldn't quite get and I missed it a couple times, and you see it here when I tried to open it that last time. I had trouble because it's so slippery. I haven't used very many of these. The last knife I had like this, it was the Leatherman Crater C33L. Go check out the review. And I got really used to that because it was a little bit flatter, a little bit lower profile. But this one sticks out a little bit, and I'm just finding it a little bit awkward, but I'll get used to it. So very comfortable. The weight, it's really light. You're not gonna get, it's not as light as the Bach Light 424, but it is pretty light for the size of the blade, and it does have a thick blade onto it, which is something that I like. Is a thick blade along, like not overly thick, like thicker than your handle, but a good thickness in your blade. I usually don't like a thinner blade. I like a thick blade. Just makes it a nicer slicer. In that sense. Speed, like I said, see, there you go again. I am having a little trouble with the. It's a little bit harder because I got the tripod in front of me. I'm having a little bit of trouble with the finger flicker. It does have a hole there to put your thumb in, but don't expect to get it out really fast. But get used to that finger flicker because it saves time. So yeah, you can use that. No thumb stud. I think they should have put a thumb stud on there instead of that, but it does add a little bit of elegance to the knife having that little hole there. Extra features. Not a whole lot of extra features. They do have a symbol, buck symbol, stamped in the handle as well. Don't know if you can see that. Let the camera focus here. There it is. You can see it there. They stamped that in. I like that as well. Makes it handsome. The handle is like a G10 material, I think. That's what it feels like. It's almost like this stuff, just not as plasticky. So yeah, a good handle. A little bit slicker. I already talked about that. Then a little bit slicker than the Red Point, but I like the style of the knife. Really thin. The pocket clip only has 2 of these. I've heard that they come loose from a couple reviewers, but I don't think there should be any problem with that. Other than that, it's a good quality knife, well built, and really well done. The only problem is, once again, with that blade not quite centered. But if you send it into buck, if it's really giving you problems, you can send it in. The buck knives comes with a lifetime warranty. So if you just send it to them, there it is right there. If you just send it back to them, they will replace it. There's a USA symbol right there. So good quality knife. Go pick yourself up one. That's the Buck Vantage Select small version. Great EDC blade. Like it a lot. Thanks for watching. Woodsman 500. Stay tuned. Watch out for more videos. Trying to get more knife reviews done, so look out for them in the future. So, Woodsman 500. Stay tuned. A good long pole.